Hi guys, and welcome to spring! Yay! For those of you who live in the northern hemisphere, that means that the weather is getting warmer and the landscape is getting greener. To celebrate spring, let's take a look at 5 words related to the spring season. Just recently, Earth experienced its vernal equinox. The term equinox means the period of time when everyone experiences 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night, no matter where you are on Earth. Each year, there are 2 equinoxes, one in the spring and one in the autumn. The equinox in autumn is not surprisingly called the autumnal equinox, but the equinox in spring is called the vernal equinox. Why is that? Well, historically, the season we know as spring today was not always called spring. In Latin, there was the word ver for springtime and the word vernalis to form the adjective of the spring. In Old English, the time we know as spring was known by a different name, Lent. It was only in the 14th century when people started calling this time springing time in reference to the springing of the plants. It gradually got shortened to springtime and finally just to spring. Speaking about plants, we have the word germinate. To germinate means to begin to grow or develop. It comes from the Latin word germen, which means bud, or germinatus, which means to sprout. Although we normally use this word to talk about plants, we can use it metaphorically when we talk about plans or ideas. For example, a silly idea mentioned at a dinner party germinated into a successful business. Another word we use to describe plants is the word florescence. Not to be confused with the word fluorescent. Not talking about light bulbs or the chemical element. Instead, florescence refers to the period of flourishing. This word comes from the Latin word florescentia, which means blossoming, and ultimately from the Latin noun flos. In a sentence, we can say, the hills came alive with florescence. Next, we have the word verdure. Verdure means the greenness of vegetation and can be synonymous with words like greenery or foliage. Like its more commonly used cousin, verdant, both words come from the Latin word virere, which means to be green. It is also related to the words for green in Romance language, like French, Italian, and Spanish. Finally, we have the word petrichor. Petrichor describes that pleasant, earthy smell we get when it starts to rain. This time, the word is of Greek origin and is made up of 2 words, petro, meaning rock, and ichor, which comes from the classic mythology for fluid in the veins of gods. Although we can call petrichor the smell of rain, it is actually caused by a chemical released from a bacteria when the rainwater hits the soil. So there you have it, 5 spring words for 2022. Oh, and before I forget, happy birthday, or shall I say, happy germination day to all the flowers out there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe and share with all your flower friends. Hope you have a great spring season wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.